move might make your head blow off.
Hey, yo, it's a talk show host, Kana Lassiter. Join me for an episode of Relations, the most lit hour of adult conversation.
Hold up, you know you can't forget about me. It's 51 Spade, Alpha Male G-O-D, one half of Relations. You wanna hear the truth? Can you handle the truth? It's where it's at, baby. It's where it's at, baby.
What's good? Welcome to an all-new episode of Relations. My name is Kana Lassiter.
It's your boy Alpha Male G-O-D, 51 Spade, a.k.a. the ninja you love to hate. I'm in the building.
Yeah, we got two exciting topics. The first one is sex before dating. And the second topic is, do we fix our mistakes in our old relationship before moving on to a new? So, why don't you start us off with...
Ladies first. You already know how I go.
Typical. One day you'll jump in, though. Something that you're really excited about that you're going to want to talk about first. So, let's talk about sex before dating. It came from a meme, like most of the topics do for me on my end. I ran across a meme that said, whoa, let's not rush into things. Why don't we try having sex before dating? Okay, let's get that over with first. And it's just weird because when I was growing up, it was, why don't we date before we have sex? And now clearly, sex seems to be the first thing people want to get into before the relationship talk or dating or standards or even a conversation. It's just like the sex is out of the way, okay, good, and then you look at all the other stuff. So it was just weird to see.
So what is it supposed to be?
I'm not going to say how something is supposed to work, because how something is supposed to work for me is not the way that it's supposed to work for somebody else.
It sounded like you had a problem with the meme, so I'm saying, like, how do you feel it's supposed to work? You have your own opinion.
Okay, because my opinion would be this. I certainly wouldn't tell a young lady that I was grooming that it should be that way.
So no one told you that?
No one told me that I should have sex before dating somebody. Mm-hmm. So before you date him, because let's understand now, we're not talking about being in a relationship. This is just the word date. This means dinner and a movie.
So the person you lost your virginity to, he took you out on a date?
I wasn't old enough to be going out on no fucking date.
How old?
So no, I was sneaking around seeing him. It was I was 17. It was my summer going into senior year.
So 17-year-olds don't go out on dates?
I mean, they do, but not at my house. Not with the person that I was messing around with. Because the person who took my virginity, I was forbidden to see since I was like 13. Mm-hmm. So this isn't somebody that would take me on a date to begin with. And by the way, I think that you are going back there on purpose, because how many 16s and 17-year-olds are actually going on dates anyway? If they're screwing, they're sneaking into it, and then the only time you think about it is prom night.
I was.
When you say dating, we're talking about two mature people who already just do that. That's a part of their lifestyle.
That's not true. On Saved by the Bell, when they was coming up, they were going out on dates. I'm trying to figure out, like, what planet are you on? See, this the problem.
How many dates did you go on at 13 years old?
I wasn't 13, but I was going on dates when I was 14, 15, 16. I was going out on dates. We went to the movies. My parents dropped me off at the movies.
If your parents are dropping you off, that is not the date that we're having a conversation about on an episode of Relations.
I mean, that's a date, though. I'm just asking, before you lost your virginity, you just said that, you know, I wasn't allowed to date. Like, people weren't dating.
Yeah, dating wasn't what I'm saying is dating wasn't a practice. I was still sneaking out then. I'm not telling my mom, oh, guess so-and-so is coming to pick me up. We're going out on a date to Red Lobster. I wasn't living life like that at that age.
I didn't say anything about Red Lobster. You just said that people weren't dating back then, and I was correcting you that that's
so
not
people
true.
were dating, but we're not talking about that type of dating on this episode. What we are talking about is grown-ups who have probably children who would not, who have adapted to this sex before relationship, but probably do not raise their children to have sex before a relationship. I mean, or before dating. Mm-hmm. Not relationship. Let's just forget that I even said that. Sex before dating isn't something that I think parents teach their kids or sisters pass on to their little sisters. Mm-hmm. I do think that it's something that we've adapted to in the world we live in, but it's not something that should be a cardinal rule. Maybe dating before sex shouldn't have been a cardinal rule because everybody has different paths. But what I'm saying is we do have standards in our homes. We have standards as people, and I've never set my goal to meet him, have sex with him, and then say, is he a potential date? I've looked at this person long enough and studied him at least a minimal amount to know that I would like to date him before even the conversation of sex comes up. In my case. So that's why I had a problem with it. It's because it's something that we've adapted to, I think, just as a society. But can you honestly say, because I don't think you have a problem with it, but I also don't feel like I would walk into a room with you sitting down with one of your kids saying, you know what, I'm going to tell you like this. You might want to get a nut off real quick with the dude before you consider dating him. I doubt I would ever walk in on that conversation. But who knows?
I mean, maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. Like, like your parents dropped the ball all the way around. You wasn't able to date, and you was screwing in cars or whatever it is that you just said. So apparently they didn't teach you either practice.
Well, spit out my damn juice.
I mean, facts is facts. You know that. I mean, and that was kind of the reason why I asked, is because like one of the things that I get is some people often say, well, it wasn't like that back then and that's why I brought up the fact that people were dating back then, even kids were dating. There have been a lot of TV shows where you looked at where that was one of the damn things that was going on. Even in the Cosbys, it was like they were still dating. Like their focus wasn't sex, but it was still dating going on. And even the sneaking out of dates, Theo going out on dates, Vanessa going on dates. She couldn't date till I think she was like 13 or 14 or something like that. So that's why I'm trying to say, like, dating was that. It was that. And to be perfectly honest with you, in my household, the reason I was actually going out on the dates is because that's what my parents were saying. Like, they were saying, like, you know, you take a young lady out to date. It'd be a rude awakening for some guys because some women are very aggressive. See,
are we really going down this road?
I mean, we can go down any type of road you want to. I mean, either we gonna keep it facts or we gonna keep it all, you know, fluff or BS, as you often do. Some women can get very aggressive. I can honestly say that, even though you might think that I would go the route of that, but a lot of times, in my case, women have been more of an aggressor on their end. Even when you're talking about me being young back then, I wasn't pulling my dick out. They were. I wasn't trying to go after them because a lot of, believe it or not, don't fall for that male bravado shit that you finna try to spill and make it seem like it's some real shit. Like, that shit seems good when men are older, that they just can control and take control of situations that's going down. Not when it comes to sex. Two things that I definitely know: women control sex, men control relationships. So when it come down to sex, like when a woman really want to have sex, like this is why men are jumping hoops and doing all this type of shit, because we just don't control that shit. If a woman want to have sex, lose their virginity, or do any of the above, they can initiate and it's gonna go down. Just like that. It's not the man saying, well, shit, I think I need to fuck today. And it's just it's just gonna happen. Of course you do. Of course you do. And it don't just happen like that. So when you talk about the switching of the guards, I would say that it's just become more easier because women also don't check other women. I've seen like women when they be like, well, that don't concern me. If you see like a bunch of females hoeing, or they have like this one girl in the school that's like, there's nobody really checking her or saying you shouldn't be doing that or you shouldn't be doing that. You steady doing your own thing. Like, how many of your friends you told you was having sex with your boyfriend in a car? Who told you not to do that? Of your friends? You see, it get awful silent in this motherfucker when like people start thinking that you gonna go a route and they find out real quickly, it sounds like he's hitting home.
I mean, I don't think at that age you can even comprehend to tell your your girlfriend not to be doing something that y'all been building up to do for a long time. Just talking about it and losing your virginity. That's why I said adolescence probably isn't really relevant to the conversation. I don't think we're making smart decisions. I don't think we're having conversations with anybody. I think we're sneaking and doing stuff because half of the stuff that we're doing, we're not supposed to be doing. So that's why adolescent sex, which is what is interesting that we're on this topic, because I wanted to talk more about adolescent sex last week. This week, adolescent sex really doesn't mean anything to the conversation.
So are you adolescent when you in college?
Somewhat. I won't say I'm fully grown in college. I'll say somewhat.
So when are you fully grown?
You know what? It's different for everybody. I mean, what do you want me to say? Some people mature faster than others. I mean, give me some slack here. I mean, I get where you're going. I get what you're saying. People grow up at different reasons. People different times. People mature at different times. But at least let's take pre-adolescent sex out of the conversation. Pre-adolescent sex.
That's cool, but you ain't give me time. I'm moving all along because see, this whole thing is tied all into one. Even though you feel like it might not be, it is actually tied all into one. Because where we really going to be going with this is, when did it become okay to just say let's have sex before dating? But to know where we got to that, you got to go back to where it started.
How are you such a nerd?
You know what happens when people start losing? They want to try to insult.
He's just a nerd.
Because they have the need to be right. So then it comes with.
I really wanted to stop you back at switching to the guards because people don't say that are nerds.
See what I'm saying? So because she's wrong in everything that she said, and it's not going around me because you're looking like a buffoon. At the end of the day, fact is still fact, and we still gonna go back on topic. And I said to you, why does this bother you so much, and how should it be? I've yet to hear you say anything intelligent on why it should be this way.
Well, I can't. Well, to me, not saying it should be a way is intelligent. I think it's unintelligent to state that something should be a certain way because people are different. To me, it would be insulting. I have girlfriends that have met a dude and was like, I'm about to smash. I'm not going to insult those people. That was a decision that they made, and it was a decision that they made for them. So I can't say it should not be that way. It just really took me back that is the saying that people are saying. Yeah, it's that. I'm just saying that the trend now is different. Sex is more important right away. Is to establish we have sexual chemistry is more important than you taking me out for a meal first to get to know me. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying, wow, if we really think about that, does it make sense, number one? And number two, even though you may have adapted because that's society's way, would you teach your kids that? And if you tell me, no, I wouldn't teach my kids that, then you're straggling the line. You know what I'm saying? You are what they say, 1 foot out the door and 1 foot in. You have to be able to at least take a stance. You're saying we don't call women out. So what you're saying is we watch women be hoes and we never say it's not cool to be a hoe. But as parents, we will live the society norm, we'll adapt to what society says, but we have kids in the house and we say, but that's not cool. Let daddy live like that and mommy gonna live like that, but I don't want you to do it. And it's unintelligent. That's unintelligent. So that's why we're having that conversation. You can't live one way and then tell your kids not to do it. So that's why I wanted to come to you as a parent, because I'm not, and say, okay, I know the way that we live in our age group, so I know we've adapted to sex before dating, but would you teach if you were someone's godfather, would you teach them that? Your own children, would you teach them that? People you care about, would you teach them that? Would you pass down that ideology?
I would pass it down if I believed in it.
But you don't.
I mean, everybody is different on what they believe. Like I said, like your parents for some reason didn't teach you things or didn't teach you to date, which caused you to say, well, wasn't nobody dating there and then. So for some reason, either they hid it or you were unaware of it. But the reason I even moved on to like college or just like you say your friends, well, my friend go smash somebody and she being a hoe, I can't say anything about that because that's her choice. Now remember, I just said that women are aggressive when it comes to the sexual nature because that is what they control. And the reason I keep saying like that's what they control, because even as time has moved by, I wouldn't be able to control anything. Like, I didn't grow up in no age of like Instagram or Facebook or people taking selfies or shit. I had Penthouse and I had Playboy. You know what I'm saying? Which men snuck to watch that shit. How many men now have to do that? I'm quite sure that my son is having way more of a field day than I had because he can get porn on his phone. Mm-hmm. Just access of his phone, a phone that everybody actually has. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't really teach him about my growing up because my growing up is fucking irrelevant. Like, hearing my daughter talk about dating is shit I ain't never did. How do y'all date? Well, he got to get my Instagram first. And then once he get past my Instagram, because we got to talk for about 2 to 3 weeks before he could ever get my phone number. And I'm like, God damn. It's different stakes that actually goes on. So when you talking about, let's just say you have one woman I feel like that's a good way to kind of stop some of that early sex because she's trying to filter out some shit. But that ain't going to stop her friend, or what you just said, for going to give up some pussy before a date. And then you sit idle. Or her friend sit idle. That's the reason why I was asking about that. Like, why would you sit idle while she doing that? Because what is it causing is it's really causing a problem for you. Even though you saying that, well, that has nothing to do with me, it actually does have a lot to do with you. Because what she's teaching, like, men that push forward, because this has even happened to me. And this is why my abandonment of going out on the dates even came into play. Is because women started making it feel like it's not necessary for you to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have a woman that's doing one thing and 20 others doing something else, why does the one have to get what they want when I'm saying everything else is easy? Like, you can't walk. If everybody was giving out, banks was giving out $1 million loans, everybody would be in that bitch. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be taking out loans, but it's not easy. Right. So it's hard, so people don't go that route. Right. But people go an easy route of stealing because it's easy to fucking steal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just night and day. So when you see your friends just going out and hoeing and you seeing a bunch of that things say have nothing to do with you, it actually does have a lot to do with you. And I tell a lot of women that has a lot to do with it, because sex appeal is what the fuck is going on right now. When you have it in movies, you have it in sex, you have it on Instagram, you have it on Twitter, and half of these women don't look like your average Joe of what you're gonna run into. But then this starts becoming a standard of what men want. Sex appeal start doing shit, and they just like, hey, I don't really have no standards. Like, this is what it is. You can fuck me, and as long as you pay me or I get something out of it, they don't even tend to want to date. And then you have another set of women that's saying, I'm cool being single. So they rather have a situationship going on. They rather be fucking and then being in a relationship or dating someone and say, I'm woman, hear me roar. I'd rather be fucking single. So what the fuck is a man supposed to do with that?
I don't know. Find somebody that ain't doing all that shit.
But why?
I don't have no empathy for that shit.
But why when he can get the milk from every other cow? Because there's nothing stopping him, because it's easy.
It is easy, but it's probably easy just because of the mind frame of that woman. But I'll tell you, you made a great point, but you also made my point. Me watching another woman sleep with multiple people, but I don't believe in that myself, is the same as the parent who's adapted to that lifestyle but will tell their child not to do it. Mm-hmm. Same thing. Mm-hmm. Same exact toddling the fence. Mm-hmm. But I don't think anybody, which is why I wanted to have it as a subject, I don't think anybody will challenge the meme, because as they sit back and think, even though it might make them feel some type of way, as they sit back and think, it's really just the society that we live in because of everything that you just said. Sex is perpetuated on TV, on reality shows, on video games, on social media. Everywhere you look, it's about sex. So because we've accepted that meme as our reality. But I don't want to say more conscious side or more woke side, but I think the more humane side of us, or the more spiritual side of us, feel like because it's different for some people.
Gotcha.
Feel like it's more important to get to know the person first. I don't feel like that. I do feel like it's a societal norm, but if you took a small statistic, if you're basing it off the people that you just know, would they say, well, yeah, that's how it's gonna be, that's how I teach my kids, that's how the world works, you have sex before you go on date. That would be a weird world to live in, let me say, but I think a lot of us have just adapted to it and don't really believe in it. That's why I keep challenging you on what you would tell someone else that you are a mentor to. If you have a woman that's mentoring another little girl, I'm just sorry. Even if if the mentor herself has taken down 2 or 3 men in a row last week, I still don't believe that the little child that she's mentoring, she's going to tell that. And she's going to teach her that way. I just don't believe that. However, she has adapted to her environment. She knows what her environment is. She plays by that game. But whenever she's nurturing and mentoring, she's teaching something else. And that might be why the message isn't what it is and why the world is like that. It's because how can you be a genuine teacher of something you don't practice? That's the same insult that we give the preacher man. He touched more boys than anybody in the world, and he up there on the pulpit. Or he got more pussy in the world, he up there on the pulpit. We have been saying that year after year after year, but we don't check ourselves when we parent that way. When we mentor that way, because we truly are. We as adults have adapted to what we have to deal with. I get it. But we're still not bringing kids up to do what we do or to do what we see, and it's not taking. You know why? Because we're not even living that way. So it might be a hard lesson to teach if you're not doing it. Kind of hard to teach somebody not to cuss when you cuss.
You gonna make a point?
I just did.
No, you was babbling a bunch of bullshit.
Oh my God! How can you say that that's bullshit?
Look, man.
How?
Because you got your Sammy Davis Jr. tap shoes on. Like, it sounds good when people start tapping and start trying to make it make sense of like how it is. I mean, the only point that I could really pull out of it was a point that I already had made very early on before we even brought it back up. You just regurgitating words up that I said. I was like, you don't know that there's dating going on because your parents ain't teach you that way.
And let me check you on that. That is not true. I just wasn't. It's not that they didn't teach me that way. It's I wasn't allowed to date yet. I didn't know what a date was. I just wasn't allowed to go on a date.
I'm only going by what.
Well, I'm clarifying that.
Don't get mad at me because you said it wrong. See, that's the problem.
I wasn't allowed. It's not that they didn't teach me to go on a date. They said that I wasn't not allowed to go on a damn date.
So I'm asking. You wasn't allowed to go on a date.
No, I was not.
But you went to go fuck someone.
I snuck out to go fuck.
Okay, and this is the topic that we talking about. If you were taught about dating in your household, about what the topic of what we just said, because she had a bunch of bass in her voice. I didn't ask you if it was true. Just sit there and just take it. Just take the pie. You know what I'm saying? You don't like me when I'm right. See? Because when people start saying shit, let me check you like that, that's a woman thing. Like, man, that's some shit that she said. Not some shit I made up. Some shit you said. But if they was teaching you to date before sex, you wouldn't have been jumping out that window to go get some dick. See, this is what we talking about right here. Like, I ain't jump out no window or go do no shit like that. You did, instead of saying, let me date this individual first before sex. Because this is what we talking about.
Is that even a conversation as an adolescent? Is that even a real thing?
Yes, for some.
How?
Yes, for some. Because this is the thing. When you're talking about this, I do wanna explain some things to you about this. Culture is gonna come into play when you talk about this. Now, if we say in the black culture or the black home, is that being taught? I would willing to bet that we're going to have a high percentage of no. In a white house or culture, is that being taught? Is the reason why Japanese are getting married so young, or they're learning how to date. Like, there's different cultures that go down. So the culture don't stand is not the golden standard for everything. So if you're talking about some shit, the reason it might not be going down in a black household is because it's very rare that you learn shit in a black household. You know what I'm saying? We don't learn supper. We don't have dinner and no shit like that. I was on the TV tray and Pop was over there watching the game and he was like, get the fuck out my face. You know what I'm saying? And we were trying to keep it. So I'm quite sure teaching your youngin how to date is not at the top of at the top of the list. That's why you jumping out windows and shit. You know what I'm saying? And not learning about dating. It's not to insult you. It's just what I'm saying is I'm bringing it back to your point of saying, well, why wouldn't it be taught? And if it's not going to be taught there, like at the household, I move to the next best thing when we're talking about friendships. Because typically, especially men, I don't know about women, so I'm going to speak for men, is a adolescence, especially adolescence male, we learn from other adolescents male. How to fuck. What to do sexually. We're not learning from our fucking dad. We learning from the inner circle that we fucking have about a bunch of bad shit that no one knows. That at the point in time it sounds like a good idea, but it ain't a good idea. No one on this planet would be like, "Hey, let me learn how to lose weight from a 600-pound person." That just shit wouldn't make any sense.
Exactly.
But I'm learning sex from a whole bunch of motherfuckers that's my friend that haven't had sex. You see what I'm saying? When I should really be learning in a household.
That's
so
true.
we're learning a bunch of shit as we go from you. So you move from high school to now college. And the reason I was bringing up that, so when you were saying, well, why are you going back this far? Because in college is when a lot of hoeing and hoe periods and all this.
Mine.
And I know fucking shit. And a bunch of that shit go on. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to ask yourself, was you dating first or was you having sex?
I was definitely having sex.
No fucking shit. You understand? I do this now. Keep telling y'all that. You know what I'm saying? And this is why it started becoming the fucking norm. Because I even know in college, most young men at that point in time can't even take you out on a date because they ain't got fucking money anyway. We got a lot of time to hit them books and fuck. Less books, more fucking, but a lot of sex that's going on.
Yeah.
And when you have men now hopping from this woman to this woman and this woman, and she's not asking for a date, she's not asking for a date, she's not asking for a date, and all this shit is going on. So how in the fuck is we supposed to set a standard for talking about
if the woman doesn't have it?
Thank you. And that's why I said, why don't you check your fucking friend? So why you telling me about your friend that's taking down 3 motherfuckers and not going out on no dates? Don't get mad at no fucking man because he don't want to take you out on no date because I'm getting milk from this cow and this one that's giving it to me for free. Why I want to go a hard route when I can go an easy route? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just talking about facts.
Right.
Women put that into motion. And now and down it's like certain pushback from certain ones, but you don't want to check the real fucking reason. Check your fucking friends. Check them hoes that's out there. They're not ours.
They don't belong to y'all. I agree with you. There's a it will go the opposite direction, but I've actually heard like a real high price stripper. Like a real pretty, like a high price. So I've heard her say them strippers that's taking the dudes to the VIP are making it harder for them to make their money.
There you go.
Because the girls are giving head for $10. I can't get my $200 for just dancing anymore. Because if it costs less money to get sex, then why the fuck would they give me money just to dance and be pretty? So I get the concept. I do get it. Had a light bulb moment for sure that women just haven't set the bar high enough. I get it.
And I'm not.
I get that.
And I'm not taking anything away because that's why I asked you how you think it should be. But how you think it should be and then how we got there always have to be addressed. Like I can understand someone saying that, hey, why can't everybody get along? Like racism don't exist. So now I got to forget that we were slaves, and I got to forget it was the civil rights movement and shit. I got to forget about these movements that went on. So I got to go back to where it started to be like, well, this is why it is that way. Or not being the token black dude to have to explain why black people do this. I don't want to be in the fucking room and someone's like, hey, why does y'all, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that shit. So when you also talking about a situation of, well, damn, it should be that we should be dating first before sex, I would have to go back to the origin of when it started. You know what I'm saying? And since y'all control sex, that would be kind of one of my things that I would ask women that if they really had a problem with it. And I don't know if this was a problem, because I know you said it was just a meme. But I'm just saying.
It was a meme that I ran across, and I didn't have a really problem with it. But what threw me off was the communicative part of it, because it was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? You're rushing. Let's try having sex first before we go into dating. Mm-hmm. So it was said to be comedic, but it was also said because that is just how things are.
And I want to also let you know that even when you hear stuff like that, I've even heard like a lot of women a lot of times that be like, they rather have sex first because they are scared that their sexual experience with the guy isn't going to be good. So they try to want to get that out the way. Because I have heard women that be like, let's say for instance, like if a man know that he's not good in bed. Well, that's the man that's holding you off from sex. He's trying to wine you. He's trying to dine you. He's trying to pay for your food.
I've had a guy like that.
And you know
everything but sex. Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. Now, see how you was. I had a guy like that. She wasn't even enthused when she said, "I had a guy like that."
Because I was suspicious. Hold on. That's why. Well, and I ended up asking him a question. I'm like, so him behaving that way led me to believe that the sex may be bad. So I just said, hey, if you could choose to give me sex, or sexual intercourse, or eat me out, which one would you choose? And he said, I would choose to eat you out. Yeah. So he just basically told me he ain't working with nothing.
But look at this. But look how your face is when we talk about this compared to this meme. This is what I'm talking about when I say about women controlling this narrative about shit. See, your whole side of you, even though you was trying to be woman, the thing that the guy is doing, that you're asking about this meme, which is dating, it got you going all the way to the sex shit automatically. Like, well, this shit is fucked up. Like, I'm on a date. But what about the sex? Now hold on. You know what I'm saying? Because you had a lot of base early. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna correct a lot of shit. And this is why I said earlier, women control this shit. I know the theory behind this shit. Because if you drag a woman long enough and she's 6 months in, she's already invested. So the dick is trash at that point in time. She's invested in the shit because she ain't like, according to you, she ain't like men, because there's no man on this planet that you can give me some bad pussy and I'm gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? You give me some bad pussy and I'm out. I don't give a fuck if it was 6 months, 3 months, whatever this and that. If you throw that shit to me that day and it's 6 months down the line, your ass is gone. There's nothing to discuss. But for women, for some reason, it's like a guy knows that, because women go by personality, and if a motherfucker can make them laugh and all this other silly shit that y'all go by, and then he pulls it out and you like, and y'all start moving goalposts. Maybe I can work with some head, and you start doing square root shit that don't even make sense. Like, you already know you're not sexually compatible,
right?
So just fucking exit this shit out. Right. But while you sitting there and he's doing the very thing with this meme is talking about dating, this is why women skip that shit.
But I want to make a point though. No, because now you're making it like all I was focused on at that point was the sex.
I didn't say that.
I was having a conversation with him about sex rather than being at his house finding out that his dick was small. Gotcha. I got him to say that his dick was small. Gotcha. That's a pat on my back.
No,
it's because I'm bringing up the conversation of sex, and it's okay to do that.
That's cool.
Without having sex.
But you had an issue with the dating part, and that's the thing that we're talking.
I still was on the date.
That's right, but you was not happy on the dates. That's the fucking problem, and that's why niggas like, well, fuck, let's just go fuck then.
It wasn't that I wasn't happy. Actually, I was excited to be going on all these dates and having someone that attentive, but because of my past and because of the dude that I messed with in the past, the dude that I messed with in the past is, okay, we 2 dates in, we fucking. And at that point, I like the aggression a little bit. Because now I feel like I'm desired. He's wanting to touch me and kiss me and bring me closer. I'm looking for those things. I didn't say we got to sit with our hands in our lap. I'm looking to be touched. I'm looking to be teased. I'm looking to be aroused. Get me there.
Sex.
I'm welcoming.
Sex.
Sex is not sex.
Yes.
No, it is not.
Yes.
It is not.
I want to be touched. I want to be aroused. Jada Pinkett Smith wanted to be touched too. She wanted to be touched.
But you wonder why a person doesn't do that. It's okay to ask. How are you? How's your sexual past? I start asking questions because you know that the chemistry is missing between the two of you. So you start asking questions. So I just said, hey, what would you rather do to me? Would you rather have sex with me or put your mouth on me. And he was like, I want to put my mouth on you. And that let me know that he's just not confident.
Did you have sex with him?
No.
This is why. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, she can jump out windows and go fuck. She can have a whole period in college and just fuck. And she could be out on a date. Why we don't date before sex? But I guarantee the person that came at you, the nastiest, the most inappropriate, like those type of things work on women. Because that BDE energy that y'all be talking about and all that shit, and I bet he got a big dick and old girl, like he makes me wet and tingle and all this type of shit. You ain't worried about no motherfucking date. Like, what the fuck you think we fooling in this shit, man? Like, come on, stop it. Like, I understand I gotta go through this, but fuck.
I cannot with you. I really can't. So we're gonna switch topics.
Thank
I
you.
give up. I fucking surrender. The next topic is about mistake that you've made in a past relationship. Do you fix those mistakes before you move on to your new relationship? So these are definitely personal issues that cause problems in your old relationship. Do you fix those personal issues knowing that they would ruin your relationship because they would ruin your past one? So when you move into the new relationship, have you fixed those personal issues? That is the conversation. I want you to go first on this one.
Well, the most appropriate thing is to say that, yeah, but in the real world, we're gonna go with an absolutely fuck, no, and no. People don't change like who they are. I'm not saying that you're incapable of doing it. There are some people that are capable of doing it. Far in between, and also stages of life that like people are in when they're able to change. But if you're talking about changing just because, I see a lot of women a lot of times be like, I'm single and I can't find nobody to marry me, and my last relationship was this, and I've been single 4 years or 5 years, or I've been divorced 5 years, or whatever the case may be. The problem is sometimes that they don't look at themselves. But it's hard for people to look at themselves. No one wants to look at themselves in a negative light. A lot of times when you're dating and you meet a representative, someone ain't coming in that motherfucker and be like, I smoke, I fart, I scratch my nuts every once in a while, I'm gonna be looking at other girls from time to time. You know what I'm saying? I do watch threesome type porn. Like, people ain't giving out this type of resume talking about shit that's wrong with them. And the crazy shit about it is a lot of people know what's wrong with them. Like, that's what's even crazy. Like, they'll go into a relationship knowing that they fucked up, but still in one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you ain't fixed that shit from the last relationship you was in. And now you going to get another one to put this bad cloud on this person that you ain't fixed, ain't sat on nobody's couch, but you and somebody else trying to make it seem like it's them. That's wrong. That something is wrong with them.
Yeah.
You know if you got a drinking problem. You know if you got a smoking problem. You know if you have an abusive problem. You know if you have a quick temper. Like, all of these things. You know if you don't want to cook. You know what I'm saying? And not willing to learn how to cook. You know if you can't suck dick right. You know if you need lube. Like, motherfuckers know this shit. But they moving on to the next. So I don't think that they look at themselves in the mirror and say, let me fix this that was wrong with me, and take some time out from the dating pool before I go that way.
Right. When we brought up the subject, when we came up with the topic, I remembered another particular meme that I said that I saw, that people just change relationships and don't change themselves. So I think this is a great example of, I want to say, kind of adapting to who you've become, and instead of looking to change, you find particular people who will accept who you've accepted, which is yourself. When you brought up the mirror, there are some people who don't like looking in the mirror, but there are some other people who look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm 50 some odd years old,
about to die though,
that's true, I'm 50 some odd years old, I make $50,000 a year, I can go on vacation, I can afford everything that I want. I'm happy. I have accepted this person. And if you like who I am, then you are welcome to be with me. And I think a lot of men do that. A lot of men take it out of the woman's, leave it in the woman's, it's kind of a reverse psychology. Because the woman will say, you do this, you do this, you do this, and you do this. And you know what the man say? I know. So you gonna stay or what? That's what the conversation is. It's not that, you know what, you're right, I've always had this problem and I know it needs to be fixed and I'm gonna go get therapy. It is who I am. If the person whom we're speaking of has accepted themselves, then the conversation of changing for another relationship isn't even in their atmosphere at all. It is nowhere on their lobe. They are looking for someone who will like them for who they are. And this with all the negatives. Yes, I drink. Yes, I fart. Yes, I scratch my nuts. I want threesomes. I want my balls licked. And I like occasional anal sex. Can you do that? If not, bounce. That is what it is. That is something that is society that we live in. There are some women that can lay it out like that, but I know more men who already know who they are, just like you said. And so they go find women who are okay with that. And that's why you have people who are not recycling their behavior and not becoming better people or stay underachievers, because they find people who they're okay with that. And they're happy.
Again, you just don't learn.
What is there to learn, first of all?
Just have to teach people. That would be a good thing that you said if that was the topic. The topic is, can you fix yourself? So, first of all, let's just clarify one thing. A man probably can say all those things in, but the issue is still what I said. Are you looking at yourself? Damn the fucking idea that the man smokes, drinks, farts, do all this type of shit as alcoholic and weed. Why do you keep picking motherfuckers like that is the goddamn question. That's what I'm talking about by looking at yourself. Why do you keep picking these type of men that you gravitate into versus gravitating towards someone that can actually teach you something, help elevate you, help build shit together? See, the issue isn't that you just adapting or whatever bullshit that you want to say, that you just adapting to this other motherfucker. Like, I don't have to adapt to a fucking crackhead. A crackhead gonna come to me and be like, I smoke crack, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got to fucking adapt. Like, that shit you talking about is fucking bullshit.
No,
I'ma tell that. I'll let you talk.
I'll let you talk. Somebody to smoke crack with you.
I'll let you. That's right. But I don't smoke crack, but she laying down the law like you just said that men do and all this other fucking horse shit that you talking about. You need to look at yourself and say, why do I keep choosing these individuals? What make me go to the pond of assholes and cast that line instead of choosing somebody that's actually gonna elevate you? Why are you attracted to these type of dudes that's abusive to you, that could be physically abusive to you, mentally abusive to you, keep you in this down space? Because a lot of times women don't want to get with men because of their own insecurities, or they'll say, well, he reminds me of my dad, and my dad was this type of person. Your dad might have been an asshole. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just calling it like what it is. Like, just because you looking for a motherfucker like your dad don't mean your dad was the fucking perfect role model. Exactly. Like, so you're picking someone that's like your dad when you probably shouldn't. Well, you probably should be picking someone like your brother if he then got better, if you do have one, or your friend, or you see something in that lifestyle that be more suits you. And the other thing is, sometimes, just to get off that subject, also about like attitude towards shit. You are a person that I consider to always say, I want to stay in a positive space. So that means that you not going to want to be around someone or date someone that's in a negative space. That might be who you attracted to. But if his energy isn't your energy and you like, damn, my energy is like that, and then you go in a room and his energy is different, you don't want to be in that room. And a lot of times women date dudes like that, or dudes dating women like that. Mm-hmm. So even though they saying I'm single, it could be their fucking attitude. And they keep this attitude. And people be telling them that this is the reason don't nobody want to date your goddamn ass. Because of the attitude that you have towards shit. You got a whole bunch of mouth and a whole bunch of shit that's going on, and think a man's supposed to be get his nuts detached from him and get used as dice and then get thrown. And they have a lot of women that berate men and then be wondering why they getting the shit kicked out their ass.
What does that have to do with the topic of changing yourself? So you trying to say that all the women need to just change their attitude? Because I thought the topic was changing yourself before you got into a new relationship.
Some may do if you was paying attention. Some may do have to change themselves because their attitude's in the way. What part of that you don't get?
Like your whole argument is based off women. Women need to change their attitude. Women need to do this.
Of course, I'm gonna be talking from the standpoint of a woman because I am a man. But it can't, because I already talked from the standpoint of a man when I'm talking about women picking those types. So what part of that you don't get?
Well, because if the subject is can you change yourself, how do we switch to it's just the woman that it's just the man that she's choosing? Unless you're relating to that, but she needs to go get self therapy to find out why she's picking that type of man.
I was giving 2 examples. I didn't know it was that hard for you to keep up.
No,
I was giving 2.
I just don't feel like it tied into the topic.
Of course, so I was giving 2 examples from 2 different standpoints because every standpoint is not the same. Because if I'm saying that you have women that are good people and they need a man, but that man is bad for them, why they keep picking a man. And that's why I said, let me switch to another perspective of a woman that might have that bad energy too. That's how the topics are tied into. I had to break it down.
Well, I still don't get it, but I mean, it's broken down, but I still don't get it to me. If your topic is, do you fix yourself, your personal issues before moving on to a new relationship? So are you saying, I mean, is the question a yes or a no? You're talking about a woman changing her attitude, but nobody said the attitude was her problem. You're just giving that as an example.
I said when I was talking that her actually might want to change attitude. I wasn't talking Greek when I was saying it.
I know, but attitude is kind of vague when I gave a whole example about people changing that might not be the conversation because people have already, you said when you look yourself in the mirror, you're not having a mirror conversation right now.
Yes,
you're having you have an attitude and maybe you need to change it and you fishing from the wrong pond like you say on every show. You're having that same conversation and you might be taking someone's nuts and saying that you did on every show. So now that we're past every single metaphor that you've said on every past show, can we talk about what you said in the beginning was if you look yourself, what I said as a rebuttal is people are looking themselves in the mirror. No, the issue is they're not changing because they are finding people that accept them for who they are in that mirror. But you're not
on topic though.
How?
Finding someone is not looking in the mirror to change yourself.
I said people may look in the mirror and they just may not change themselves because they have accepted that person.
That's right. That's not the topic though. Like you're telling me to stay on topic, but your ass.
How is that not the topic, Spade?
Because if you're going into the dating pool, we're gonna go a little bit slower. If you're going into the dating pool and I'm telling you to look at yourself. Okay. So I just said that some of it can be that it's you.
Okay.
If it's you and you find yourself in this world where you don't want to change things, you don't want to change things about yourself. It could be your attitude. It could be how you talk to men. It could be how you treat men. How can you go into another relationship and with that same fucking attitude without looking into the mirror?
Okay, well that's not an argument because I'm going to agree with you.
But I didn't ask you if it was an issue. I didn't ask you if it was an issue. I told you to keep up. That's right. That's the issue. The issue was you just wasn't getting it.
Okay, no, I didn't get it. But I do get that you're saying that if you don't change your behavior and you take that... If you take that into your new relationship, I'm not saying this to appease you. I'm saying this for the audience that might be confused like I was. Because you were way off of what...
I'm willing to bet you on myself.
But when you debate, you rebutted what the person said. So
but
when
you
I
didn't
said...
have a debate, though, because you wasn't on topic.
Okay, so I want y'all at this point to... type when y'all listen to the show that y'all get what I'm saying clearly or whether would you get what he's saying clearly, because what I said was clearly on topic. If the topic is do you change yourself and your personal issues before moving on to a new relationship, that's clear. That's the topic. Are we not? Are we just answer that? Is that the topic that we're talking about?
Yeah.
I said the answer is no, because you don't have to. If you look yourself in the mirror, you see bad shit, but you accept that, then you're not going to change yourself before going into the new relationship. You're just going to go look for a person who will accept you for who you are. That has everything to do with the fucking topic, because the topic is, will you change yourself before you move on? I said the answer is no, because people don't do that. They have accepted accepted their flaws. And they just take their flaws with them to a new situation. And if the bitch don't want to stay, she can bounce. That's what I said. So y'all tell me how that ain't no motherfucking topic. Now you go ahead.
And that is not what you said. It sounded real
It's
good.
said exactly that.
Shut it up. We tired of hearing you talk.
No, you tired. Because you wrong. And when you edit this shit back, you going to say, damn, she right.
You tired of blabbing about a bunch of nothing that you talking about. That was not the. That is not the.
That's the topic.
Like the last topic that you was talking about. That you just like, oh, I just gave up on.
Because I can admit when I'm wrong, but you have a problem doing.
But you're wrong now because you just said
I'm
that
not wrong.
I didn't get what you were saying as far as that. So how who's off topic? You trying to say I'm off topic?
I'm trying to say that you just
yes or no? Am I off topic?
Round the corner, down the street,
am I off topic?
and over there.
See what I'm saying? Oh, I can answer the question when I'm
you
right.
You were slightly off topic.
So, no,
slightly.
It's not slightly. See what I'm saying? About
or
women.
you were just paying too much attention to that one thing.
Boy, look here.
You need to spread your wings a little bit.
They get loudly when they need to have the need to be right.
How many times you gonna say that?
They have the need to be right because, like you said, we're talking to the audience. I'm not talking to you. If you're slow enough not to get it, I'm not talking to you. We're talking. Wait till y'all right we're talking to the audience, and the audience have to hear.
Let me see what pod
we have to hear both sides. So when people start saying stuff like, well, hey, that's one version of it, someone has to give a debate from another side. I would think that you intelligent enough to understand that. So I gave both sides. It's not my fault that you didn't understand that.
Okay. I'm just waiting for somebody to write in on this whole thing. I would like you to make sure that you clarify.
You'll be waiting a long time.
Which one of us made a valid point, which I'm going to make again. The question is, will you change? And I don't think people do. I really don't. I don't think people really change their behavior because I don't think the standard is there for people to change. And I don't think people go into... I do think there is a small group of people who say, okay, I need self-therapy. Of course, I have a problem. If you have somebody who realized I'm an alcoholic, or if you have somebody that realized I smoke too much cigarettes and I don't want to die, I want to live long, I can see those people trying to make those type of adjustments. But I also know that there's a group of people that I've met personally that say, I know I'm a fuck up. And I don't care. I just will surround myself with people who accept me for me. They are admitting that they are looking in the mirror. They are admitting that they don't particularly like what they see, but they're also saying, this is just who I am. And I don't want to change for a bitch, so I'm going to find a bitch that just like me for who I am. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it's a great topic. I'm just saying that I don't think a lot of people are self-reflecting. I think there are more lonely people out there than there are people looking for self-reflection and looking for self-improvement. And sometimes people actually believe being in a relationship will make them better. So of course they take all their baggage because they think somehow that this person could make this baggage lighter. They can help me stop smoking. I can get with this person and they can get me in a gym and we can work out together. Sometimes people need another person or are so lonely, they have figured in their mind that if they weren't so lonely anymore, some of the other things, the bad habits will fall off because the loneliness is the real problem. So you also have that person that feels like the relationship makes them better, not the self-reflection. You understand?
So we ran a whole marathon of regurgitate some shit that she already said.
I didn't say that though.
Some shit that she was saying that I just did.
I've never said that. What I just said, I have never mentioned the whole entire show. I never said that. I have never ever said that.
Okay. Anyway.
Totally different. What I just said was totally different than what I've been saying for the rest of the show.
Gotcha. Yeah, from different standpoints, I started off saying that I don't think people do that. That was one of the initial things that I said. But it's mainly because I don't feel like you have situations where some people can be better in a relationship, but not if they're fucked up in a relationship. So I don't agree with that. I don't agree that you can go into a relationship and you're having a problem and someone else make you better. I feel like you probably need to fix yourself first. And this is the whole thing that I've been talking about the whole time, is that people hop into other relationships just because let's just keep it, let's keep it funky. Like at the end of the day, it's like people are always in relationships, looking for relationships, don't like to be alone, this and that. But that's also why I said different stages of life. Like when you're talking about someone who's 40, 50, 60, hey, they're knocking on the door at heaven's door. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you have some people who don't care about that, and then you have some people that just don't want to die alone, and then they'll make the necessary changes that they need to make. Now, if you come down a little bit lower when you're in your 20s, 30s, and this and that, you have certain people that think they have all the time in the world. And I feel like that's the real problem right there. Because you think you have all the time in the world, you think that you don't have to change yourself. You think that you can have this attitude or drink or keep smoking or just whatever your vice is or your bad shit that you do, and then the other person just has to deal with it. And instead of you fixing yourself, you go on into the next relationship with that shit, and you haven't changed anything. So do we learn? No, I don't think that. I don't think as human beings we learn. Now, is everybody the same? No, I wouldn't throw everybody in that same category, because you have men that can operate different ways and women that can operate different ways. When someone has a goal, and to me, that's just the whole thing about it. I think people change themselves, but you have to also add it to a goal. What is the goal that they're trying to accomplish? If they don't care about really getting married or solidifying, which would be the ultimate goal of being in that relationship that they want to do, I don't think that they will ever change. If they want to be married, be with someone this and that, that's when some of those changes will come into play, when they finding out that they striking out and hopefully their time haven't ran out.
I will say 9 times out of 10 that it's easy, especially if a man has always replaced a woman. If you get out of one relationship and you're able to jump into another one with that flaw, you're probably the person who needs self-help, because you have been out of relationship, back into one, and you're not going to reflect on self-help. You know why? Because you keep getting the relationship. You've made a very interesting point a couple of episodes back when we were talking about women, and you were like, oh, women think they can get relationships because they get dick all the time, and they got them confused. Well, it's the same thing with a man with bad habits. If he got bad habits, but every time he get the door closed on him, another one open, why should that guy say, I need help? I keep going from relationship to relationship, and it's the same problem all over again. I need to go sit on somebody's couch. Why? When the door is open for him to walk right into another relationship. Now you're asking somebody to find a lottery ticket that don't belong to them and return it. They're not going to do that. They found a ticket, the motherfucker lost it, finders keepers. People aren't going to do the right thing at all. So I don't think there's anybody that's going to put themselves on a couch. They're just going to find someone who will accept them for who they are. And now it's time.
It's not time for nothing.
You got to test. That's Swass back there doing the countdown. Shit. That nigga said, wait, I ain't time for nothing. And he said it to me like, oh.
Well, we know who run the show, so here we go. So at the end of the day, we finna continue on. That was an interesting point that you made, but that was also the reason why I was talking about what I was saying that you didn't understand earlier, when I was talking about women and their attitudes. And I also said it's about your goals. So the same thing that you're talking about as far as like men wanting to do that, his goal might not be to be in a relationship. He's cool with it, the revolving door. But also that can be said for women. That's why I said women who have attitudes and try to check men and have this attitude about them and trying to use men nuts for dice, their attitudes don't change. But the difference is women time run out a lot quicker than men time. So that's why if your goal is to get married and you're not changing like who you are because you feel like every man is just going to put up with that and you don't change yourself going into it, that's fine. On your side, most men, because they don't look at time the same way, not every man, but but most men don't look at time the same way, they're not going to sit on nobody's couch. I mean, that's just the reality of the ball. Like, that's just how I go.
That's how it goes. And this is how the tap in portion of the show goes. You write in to spadeperry@gmail.com and we will address it on the show. So today's tap in is, I love my man. When I kiss him, I feel safe, but I cheat because I'm with side niggers and it feels thrilling. I'm a good girlfriend and I'll be a good wife, except for the cheating addiction. So this is a person who feels like she's a good person, and the only bad thing she has going on is cheating, which is huge. First of all, let me say, sis, like huge. Like this isn't like a small thing. And if cheating is a thrill to you, then the word wife should not be in a conversation just yet. I'm not judging you. You could, and you know, it's just not time for you to be in a relationship. I feel like you would be doing yourself a service and him a service by being single, and especially if you believe that you're using the word wife. So I believe one day you want to be a wife, but you got to get out there and really learn what that's about. And I think if you're having this conversation right now, then you're far from, you know, not being a wife, because he could ask you to marry, but you're far from being ready to be a wife.
90%. See, a couple of episodes back, it was like 90% of women don't cheat. I don't even understand why this fucking rate is so goddamn high. 90%. I just don't buy that shit. Women can't be out here doing that type of shit. Of course they can't be throwing that fucking pussy like a catcher's mitt. There's no way that this shit is actually going on. Can't make this shit up. Come on, man. Like, just like I said, it actually is a good example from the last segue that we just came out of. Change yourself. You keep saying, except for the cheating, and which I keep saying, women move goalposts all the time. They can't ever admit that they wrong, but for some reason they always want to move the goalposts. Cheating is bad no matter what you say. I've said this before. Cheating is cheating. So you definitely don't even need to be talking about no wife shit. You know what I'm saying? You just go ahead, hop on a pole. You know what I'm saying? Live that fast life until you slow down if you think you got time. And if you don't want to change yourself, that's cool. You don't need to be talking about being in a relationship. You're not made for a relationship. You just probably haven't realized that just yet. Yeah. You want a relationship, but you're not made for them. You definitely ain't made for them if you can't even come to grips with cheating not being bad.
That's pretty on point. That's how we do it right here at Relations. My name is Kayna Lassiter. You can find me on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at Kayna Lassiter.
It's your boy, 51 Spade. You can hit me on both platforms, Twitter and IG. Hey, for all y'all joining us on Podbean, I want to thank y'all. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We come out every Friday at 8 p.m. If you're looking for the shirts, it's alphamaleguardcreations.com. And like I always say about this time, peace.